What's up, guys? It's your boy Rich here. So, who says an American watch company can't make a good watch? Not Farr and Swit, but have they proven us wrong with their seaplane? Let's go check it out. Let's go. And here it is in 42 millimeters, 50.5 from lug to lug, 13 millimeters tall, and with a 22 millimeter lug width. And I think right off the bat we can agree that this is a very attractive and unique looking dive watch, and it certainly has a really nice matching strap with nice blue accents. But before we continue to talk about the specifics of the seaplane, I did want to start off with what really drew me and what really became an important selling point to me, and that's that Farr and Swit is an honest and goodness American-made watch company. And when I say that, I don't mean that it is simply a marketing gimmick where, for example, one of the main employees lives in Chicago and the rest of the watch is made here and there. And by the way, that is where Farr and Swit is based out of, Chicago. But the entire watch is designed and hand-assembled in Chicago, and Farr and Swit takes that whole American-made watch company so seriously that even their silicone straps are made by Barton Watch Bands out of Austin, Texas. And their entire box presentation is also made in Florida. That is how seriously Farr and Swit takes that. So we do have to talk about the movement that is powering the seaplane, because it is the Swiss Sellita 200 automatic movement with 38 hours of power reserve. And because it is a Swiss movement, Farr and Swit cannot have the Made in USA label on the dial. And I would have to say that a lot of us would actually prefer to have that reliable and trusted Swiss movement. That paired with a real American-made watch, I think ultimately proves to be a really great selling point. So now let's talk about the most attractive element to the seaplane, and that has to be the dial. On the upper half of the dial, it has these dots, which represents the stars of a really clear evening. And on the bottom half of the dial, it has this wave pattern to represent the ocean. And then right above 6 o'clock, there is an image of an airplane. And then I also really like the blue dimple on the bezel inlay, and a nice blue chapter ring, and a really cool gradient hour hand. That, along with the nice matching blue stitching on the sailcloth strap, which we'll talk about in a little bit, just comes together really nicely. So if it seems like there is a lot going on with the dial, there is, but I think it is still done with just the right amount of restraint and tastefully done with what otherwise could have easily have gotten away from the Farr and Swit team with being too much, too noisy, or even childlike. But again, I think they pulled it off really nicely with just the right amount of restraint and taste. And you can tell with all the attention to details on the dial and on the bezel inlay that the Farr and Swit team put a lot of passion and thought with their creation. So again, I think they pulled it off what easily could have gotten away from them. So we're going to talk about the case right here, which is solidly done in the ever popular 316L steel. It feels very substantial in the hand. It has the crown guards, but the crown is not signed. So let's talk about the sailcloth leather lined strap done in a really gorgeous blue stitching. This is a high quality, well made, very comfortable strap. And it is a deploying clasp. So again, while the crown is not signed, the buckle is actually branded with Farr and Swit. So let's get a better look at the case back right here. So again, this is the Swiss Sellita 200 automatic movement. It looks to be absent of a custom rotor, but these are limited editions, and mine is number 90 of 500. There, I think we can get a better look at it. And so while this movement seems to be quite raw, I think it is kind of sexy for this divers, because we see a lot of nice, attractive custom rotors that I'm not complaining about that. I do like it, but every now and then when we do get sort of a raw look, I think it is sort of a welcome change. So for me, it doesn't bother me at all. I think this, because this watch is so well crafted and very substantial in the hand. So I've mentioned the name Farr and Swit pretty frequently throughout the video. So who exactly are these guys, and how did they come up with the name Farr and Swit? Well, on their website, we're able to meet the team, and the team members are Adam Ferrand Hodge, Andrew Petzold, and Zach Switzalski. And from their names, they were able to form the name Farr and Swit. Pretty creative, right? And according to their website, they are pretty big on giving back to Chicago, the city they're in, which makes it pretty easy to get behind these guys. The seaplane is water resistant to 100 meters and has a screw down crown. And while this version is in steel, the seaplane also comes in a black version right here in a black PVD. So I'm not sure which one I like better. I think they are both really attractive, though I do like black watches. There's just something stealthy about the black PVD version. It also has the blue on the dimple on the bezel inlay, the blue around the chapter ring, the grading hour hands, and of course the really nice blue stitching here. So this is their black version, and I just think it is really stealthy. Very sharp. Let's see both of these side by side. I can't really make up my mind on which version I actually prefer, because they just both look very different, but also really cool. But the retail price of the steel version is $629, and the retail price of the black version is $649. So I think either way, both these prices represent a great value on a really terrifically made American-made watch. The Farr Swit Seaplane just has a special feeling or aura about it. And there you are, I see the black one right back there. It just has a very cool feel to it. We can easily tell, even if I didn't tell you about the American-made theme here, if you didn't know that, we could, when we get these in our hands or see these in person, we're going to easily be able to tell that this is a quality made watch, regardless of its origins. But now that we do know that the origins are coming from an American-made watch, then I think that is all the more better. Again, this is just a really substantial and unique looking dive watch, and I think is going to be a great option for anyone that is looking for something that looks differently and it happens to be an American made watch. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you the next time. Not Fargo and Smith, no. Not Farr and Smith, no. It's Farr and Swit.